Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about perceptions and expectations and recounts and grounding ourselves in reality. Recounts are becoming more and more common, not because the people involved think it's actually going to change the outcome, at least those at the top, but because it's a good way to galvanize a base and keep people engaged and sow doubt, right? There are a lot of people who have bought into baseless claims. Those people look at recounts as a way to alter the outcome. Now, the reality is that an election outcome being altered by a recount is incredibly rare. That's not something that happens very often. At time of filming, there's a recount that's about to happen in Kansas. And some activists got together and they're paying for a recount of 9 counties, I think, that in the ballot initiative dealing with family planning. My understanding is that the people who are paying for this are putting it on their credit cards. And we're talking about a lot of money, more than $100,000. Okay. So, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the largest swing, the largest lead that was deleted since the year 2000 in a statewide election occurred in 2004 in Washington. It took 7 months to resolve the election totally. In the beginning, it looked like the candidate for governor, Dino Rossi, was going to win, 261 votes ahead. In a statewide election, 261 votes, that's not a lot. That is super close. So close, in fact, it triggered an automatic recount. And when the automatic recount was over, that lead had shrank, and he only was ahead by 42 votes. Then the manual recount started. And during the manual recount, because you actually have people looking at things, they discovered some ballots that had been set aside that didn't get counted. Not rejected ballots, not anything like that, just ballots that didn't get counted. When it was all said and done, Gregoire, the other candidate, was leading by, depending on the source, 129 or 133 votes. That's the biggest swing. A grand total of either 394 or 392 votes, depending on the source you use. Across an entire state, less than 400 votes. And, that was also almost 20 years ago. Technology's gotten a little bit better. Things have gotten better. So, when a candidate or a ballot initiative loses, a recount probably isn't going to alter the outcome. I mean, this is one of the few times the outcome was altered, and we're still only talking about less than 400 votes here. Less than 400 votes. So what would it take to alter the outcome of the vote in Kansas? 165,000. There's no way the outcome of that vote, that's not changing because of a recount. It's, for many people, and I'm not saying this about the activists behind this, I honestly think this is just straight disbelief. But I think for a lot of people who push the recount narrative, it has nothing to do with actually thinking it's going to change the outcome. It has to do with bringing in that money, galvanizing that base, sowing that doubt, feeding that fear, keeping people angry. Again, I'm not talking about the people in Kansas. The people behind that, as near as I can tell, I honestly think that they think something is wrong because they just can't believe that that was the outcome of the vote. I don't think that they're doing it for those reasons, but they're not really politicians either. But given the amount of votes that would need to be changed, the recount's pointless. It really is. When politicians do this, and the numbers, when they lose an election by 10,000 votes or something like that, and they start screaming about a recount, refusing to concede and stuff like this, that should be a sign that this person actually probably doesn't have a whole lot of business being in office. Because it is so rare that an election is changed by a recount. And when they are changed, they're like this: 261 votes. That's not a lot. If I'm not mistaken, there were 2 or 3 million votes counted in that election. So just bear that in mind. Ground yourself in reality. When you are talking about these recounts, when you hear these claims, especially if that politician needs your money to help fund that recount, it's not a... it's probably not going to give you the outcome that you're looking for. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.